Let's talk about Wayta, Trainer Prodigy, as a commander.
I like the fighting ability, it's very neat, but this deck is going to be built around that second ability. Doubling up your dealt damage triggers or enrage triggers seems like a lot of fun. You're going to want to fill the deck with creatures that have the enrage ability, an ability that when they're dealt damage, something happens. There's also a handful of cards like Druid's Call that don't actually have an enrage ability, but do the same type of idea and will work well with Wayta. There's also a ton of cards like Boros Reckoner. Whenever they're dealt damage, they deal that much damage to a target. Doubling that up seems like a lot of fun. Especially when you run cards like Star of Extinction in this deck, that could be an insane combo. You can throw in Eldrazi Monument to make it so your creatures are indestructible, so you don't have to worry about them dying to these big damage dealing board wipes. And you can feed it with tokens that you're creating through cards that have Enrage, make a token. You can get some extra fighting done with Boxing Ring or Uvenwald Tracker. And with all this fighting, Naiath seems like an auto-include, just a ton of card draw. Aether Flash seems like a lot of fun in this deck. It just triggers your Enrage abilities while also killing your opponent's small creatures. All of the board wipes in this deck should be damage-based. Cards like Blasphemous Act seem perfect. If you have a board full of Boros Reckoner clones, boom, you just deal a ton of damage to everybody. And there's also a bunch of cards like Pyrohemia that deals small incremental amounts of damage, so you can just get your enrage triggers off over and over and over again. When you're dealing all this non-combat damage, Fall of Kaer Andros and Toralf could end up putting in a ton of work in this deck.
If you want to see all my thoughts on Wayta as a commander, check out my deck tech on my YouTube channel. You can check out the link in my bio.